why I'm so passionate about this subject and why I'm so grateful that somebody cared enough about you to invite you to join us here this evening. So here's a picture of my mother. And if we go back 27 years ago, my mother was suffering from a lot of health challenges due to missing organs. When she was 15 years old, she had a sledding accident in Nashville, Tennessee. She hit a mailbox, ruptured her kidney, spleen, and adrenal. In fact, she severed them. They pulled them out. She wasn't supposed to survive that night, but by miracle, she did. She's here today, and so am I. And so are the other 9 siblings that I have. You can see the picture, I think, right there. But after this accident, my mother was never quite the same. In fact, when my parents got married, the deal was no children. And then they had me, and my sister said, surely we can do better than this. And they went on to have 9 more. Anyway, we all have stories on how that came to be. But here's the point that I wanted to make. My mother's health began to worsen. And so we began to do everything we could to eat healthy. We were grinding our own wheat, making our own bread. We had goats and chickens. We became health nuts in the process of trying to protect her and help her turn around her health. And then 27 years ago, somebody shared the same information that I'm going to share with you over the next 15 minutes. And as we talk about nutrition from the inside out. But I got to tell you, though, my parents were less than enthusiastic to hear about it in the very beginning. In fact, my dad said, thank you, but no thank you. You see, we had already been approached and heard a lot of information, and we just figured it was just more of the same. And so, but they followed up with us, and they persisted because they understood that they knew something we just didn't know. Thankfully, they did, because 4 months later, my mother got started. She applied the information that I'm going to share with you. She did something about it, and it turned her health around. And this is her today, enjoying buoyant, vibrant health in her mid-60s. Here she is running the largest 10K road race in the world, and just recently ran a half marathon. So it's because of what I personally witnessed and what I've gone on to been blessed to witness over the last 27 years. I have seen how this information can literally change people's lives. And so I'm excited again that you're joining us. And it's not just, people like my mother. The sad reality is that the effects of the standard American diet, or you might say North American diet, or actually worldwide diet, is affecting people all over the world. And according to the World Health Organization and the CDC, they're reporting that by 2020, that's just next year. In fact, the statistics are already here, sadly. 3 out of every 4 deaths are caused by chronic lifestyle-related diseases. Things like, I'm sure you've heard, heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and the list goes on. And so imagine we're sitting at the table, your family is, and 3 out of 4 are suddenly gone. 3 out of 4 gone. What if there's something we could do about it? What if there's something that we could change in our lifestyle that could make a significant impact? And I'm here to tell you that the research, in fact, the conclusive research, in fact, this I'm showing you right here, is a recent 27-year global study that recently concluded, was published in the journal The Lancet. And here we have CNN Health. It said, what we aren't eating is killing us, this global study finds. Now, what is it that we aren't eating that's simply killing us? Their words, not mine, as a result of this, again, 27-year global study. So let's take a look at it, because I'm going to show you over the next 15 minutes, how we can fill these gaps. So the top 5 deficiencies in the U.S., and Canada is right in line with the U.S., it says number 1 is low whole grains. Okay, and then rounding out the top 5, we have low fruit, low nuts and seeds, low omega-3s, and low vegetables. Now, you might see at the top, number 3 says high sodium. So, all I can say about that is eat less sodium, right? But the 5 biggest deficiencies, things that we're missing from our diet, are these 5 right there that I put there, you have pointed out there in the box. So over the next few minutes, we're going to take a look at what can we do about this. In fact, the Center for Disease Control says good nutrition can help lower the risk of many chronic diseases, including heart disease, stroke, some cancers, diabetes, and osteoporosis. So that's them saying it, not me. But here's the interesting thing. 75% of U.S. adults are taking supplements. In fact, that's up 10% in just the past decade. So it causes you to kind of scratch your head and say, well, if so many people are taking supplements and yet we're still deficient, in fact, woefully deficient in these 5 areas, why is that? Well, I think that the answer is sad, but it's very simple. And the reality is we can't trust what we're getting on the supplement shelves. And in fact, this was a report here on a 10-year study where the FDA reported that there's hidden dangers lurk in these supplements I'm talking from GNC, health food stores, like, you name it, Costco, Walmart, GNC, they've all been in the news in just recent years, in just the last several years, for having dangerous substances. In fact, in this 10-year study by the FDA, they said, and just their study said 800 dietary supplements contained unapproved drug ingredients. The author said the presence of prescription medicines, often at unknown concentrations, means these supplements are essentially unapproved drugs that can be harmful to users' health. So this is why my family was so cautious, was so skeptical in what we were going to take, and what certainly, not only our family going to take, but especially my mother, who was so sick, suffering from low immunity, kidney failure. The one kidney was failing. And so this is why we said no initially. But then 4 months later, my mother got started on these supplements. Why is Neolife so different? Well, I'm going to let our products in the next few minutes really do the explaining, but let me tell you very quickly in a nutshell. Neolife is a name you can trust because we've been offering scientific health solutions since 1958. Y'all, that's 61 years. We're established in over 50 countries around the world. We're a pioneer in nutrition. We have the most respected scientific research team. And let me just point out, we don't have time to get into all of them, even though I would love to, but I want to point out one particular gentleman, Dr. Arthur First. Dr. First deserves special recognition because when he joined our company in the 1970s, he's already a world-renowned scientist, toxicologist, cancer researcher. In fact, he's the one who founded the cancer labs at Stanford, one of the top cancer labs in the world, universities. And so Dr. First, when he joined our company, he said, listen, if I'm going to join, I want to pull together the top scientists from the world, and we're going to control this scientific research team will control product development formulation. Now, that was a big decision back then, and it really causes our company to stand out. Very unique back then, and still very unique today to not only have a scientific research team, but for them to control product development and formulation. And here, Dr. First is on the front page cover of the University of San Francisco. It says a pioneer in the war on cancer. Now, over the next couple of minutes, I want you to observe that the products that we're going to talk about are not just natural. Now, I want you to know they are natural, but they're more than natural. What do I mean? Well, you can get by with calling a lot of things natural that you and I don't want to put in our bodies. Things like ephedra, stimulants, pine bark, fungus, coal tar, on and on. But Neolife, we talk about things like whole grains, fruits and vegetables, things that are woefully, as we saw, lacking in our diet, that in that 27-year global study said are literally leading to early death. Okay, so this is no trivial matter. Now, I do want you to know and point this out, that Neolife products use only GMO-free ingredients. In other words, there's no rat DNA in our tomato. There's so much more we can say about that, but for now, sufficient is to say GMO-free. Now, let's take a look at our core product, ProVitality. ProVitality contains 4 different whole food concentrates, whole food extracts. And the first one we're going to talk about is Treonine, the solution, I should say, to the whole grain gap, which is Treonine grain concentrates. Treonine grain concentrates, this is why they're so important. Notice this key word, essential fatty acids, also known as phytolipids and phytosterols from whole grains. Now, if you're worried about gluten, let me rest your worries. Less gluten than a bowl of gluten-free cereal. In other words, everybody needs this. If you have a pulse, you need this product. Even people like our family that were already grinding our own wheat, making our own bread, and thought we knew everything about whole grains or getting plenty of it, we needed it to turn my mother's health around, especially those who think are staying away from it, grains, or have sensitivities or whatever. They need this. It was developed for a hospital research study. In fact, a nearly decade-long study. And their conclusion was that these essential fatty acids actually promote cellular energy and efficiency. And let me go back to that 27-year global study for a moment, because I think it's important that we point out that, because some of you are probably saying, but wait a minute, I'm still stuck up on the fact that I thought we're getting lots of whole grains. Well, look what they said here. People in these countries ate processed grains with little nutritional value. So they were eating lots of grains, but they said, I think we all need to be aware of this and not confuse the benefits from the more intact, right, minimally processed whole grains. And that's what we're talking about here, real whole grains. So how does Tree and work? Well, good nutrition begins at the cellular level. So here's a picture of an unhealthy cell. Here's a picture of a healthy cell with Tree and Simply put, our cells over time without these essential fatty acids become constipated, sick, starved, disease-ridden in time cells. And with Tree and it helps the nutrients get in, the waste get out, and your body begins to flourish. Studies at Texas A&M years later continued to prove the efficacy of this product, that it not only increased nutrient absorption, it also led to better growth and development. So there you have. That's why this is the most important thing. Well, we got to move along. The solution to the fruit and vegetable gap is carotenoid complex. Carotenoid complex was proven by USDA researchers to boost immunity 37% in just 20 days. It was published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, presented at the New York Academy of Sciences, and it was so unique, it was patented. How does it work? Carotenoid complex helps protect the cells. It's better than a missile defense shield, okay? It's protecting your body. It's protecting the lipid bilayer of the cell. It's protecting against the evil twins of aging. What is that? One of those evil twins is free radical damage that speeds up the aging of our cells. That's why we're starting tonight by talking about slowing down the aging process from the inside out before we talk about the outside in. So first thing we need to do is give good whole food extracts, whole food concentrated extracts that help to protect your body. Next, we're going to talk about the third product in ProVitality. It's a solution to the omega-3 gap. What is it? It's the first, it's the only complete omega-3 supplement that provides all 8 of the omega-3s, just like you see right there in the picture, if you were to eat a fillet of wild salmon. There's 8 parts. Why other companies aren't giving it to you? That's a whole other story. But at Neolife, we believe in whole food nutrition and products based in nature, backed by science. We test for over 200 different contaminants, whereas, most companies, you're lucky if they test for just a few. Somebody told me recently that Costco tested for 5. No surprise. They're selling you tires. They're selling, everything. And then, yeah, what do you know? They throw in supplements too. So Neolife tests for over 200 and is clinically proven to reduce inflammation by 68%, which also happens to be the other evil twin of aging. So basically, our bodies are on fire, which is wreaking havoc on our cells. And with omega-3, complete omega-3, it's helping to basically put out the fire in the body, which helps protect the cells, and it helps to slow down the aging process. Now, there's overwhelming research on why this is so important. In fact, Time magazine devoted the front page cover. It said the secret killer, the surprising link between heart attacks, cancer, Alzheimer's, and other diseases, and what you can do to fight it. The only natural solution was omega-3s. And here again, proven to reduce inflammation, reduce triglycerides, improve your omega-3 to omega-6 ratio, all these benefits. And guess what? This product is critically important not only for adults, people of all ages, but also for children. It pairs perfectly with the Liquibite, the liquid the liquid multi for children, and for infants on the left, infants on the left, and then for children, we recommend the VitaSquare VitaGuard with a capsule of Salmon Oil Plus. So you can squeeze it, they can chew it, and throw it in the shake, however you want to get it down, but it's so important. Finally, the last part is your multi mineral, your essential vitamin and mineral complex with not only your essential minerals, but your phytoenzymes. Okay, so what are the benefits of this? Lots of benefits, head to toe. We're going to hear one of those stories in just a few minutes. But let me tell you, when you help your cells to be healthy, it affects everything. Now, finally, I need to quickly point out that I recommend that you not only take a Pro Vitality Pack, but you want to start your day with a breakfast of champions. This is what our family starts our day out with that I've been using for 27 years. What's inside of it is biologically complete with all 22 amino acids. Very, very important distinguishing factor in our complete protein and everybody else's. It has a highest quality protein score. So in other words, it's easily digested, assimilated, broken down and utilized. 18 grams of protein, branched chain amino acids, fiber, your vitamins and minerals, whole food antioxidants, and my favorite part, it's glycemically balanced. In other words, it's perfect for everybody. Everyone needs it. Whether you're just a healthy person today, whether you're pre-diabetic, diabetic, you need something that's going to control your glycemic response. What's not inside? None of this junk. You've already come to expect it. That's Neolife. 61 years, none of the junk, good whole food concentrates, extracts that we're missing in our diet today. It's perfect for daily nutrition, weight management, clinically proven, not only to help maintain a healthy weight, but also heart benefits. Published in the American College of Nutrition. And Neolife is your total health and wellness solution. This picture doesn't show all of our products, but I just want to point out we have everything you need, but the foundation we just covered, that everybody with a pulse absolutely needs to supplement. It's not just me saying it. You saw that we started with a 27-year global study showing these nutrients are critical and leading to early death. So that's why Neolife is so passionate about filling those gaps. Now, we also have products to help detox your home because your home is oftentimes your most toxic environment. So we have safe, biodegradable, toxin-free